looks like a tree guy, doesn't he? Thank you very much.
Or in a Mazda.
Step on.
We're going to go and look at some trees. He's going to look at some trees, and we're going to look at him looking at trees. And we're back. Apologies for the lack of content recently, but our main producer, Will, has been as sick as a pig, or a dog. He's now back fighting strength, so we're back. There was a lovely walnut tree opposite the house, but it was blocking access. We wanted to go and make some grass and hay, cut the grass for hay, so we had to bring it down. It's very fortunate we did, because it was rotted, 4/5 of it was completely rotted out, and with the winds we were like having recently, it could easily have blown down and squashed the house.
So therefore we had tons of wood, walnut tree wood, to get rid of, and after a rather sumptuous meal with our friends Lisa and Mark, they lent us a wood chipper with their friend, and we have wood chip for the new polytunnel, which worked out extremely well.
It did work out extremely well, and it didn't turn into the last scene in Fargo. Don't make an enemy of somebody who owns one of them.
So we're back with exciting news of the brewery, and potentially bad news for our cattle after the TB testing. But as many of you are aware, we are expanding the brewery, and we have news on that.
I was really hoping to have broken ground before the end of the year. I remember Tom, who's from Rose Engineering, who's running the whole thing, and the look on his face back in February when I said that was a goal, and he had a rather disparaging look, and it's unlikely to happen since the planning meeting to make the decision isn't until January. Planning moves slowly, but it is at least moving. So it's up on the website now, we're getting comments, and some of them really positive, so that's great news.
And along with the council's stipulations for their acceptance of the planning permission, they requested a tree survey, which we were a bit puzzled about because there were no trees anywhere near the planned brewery.
Good morning, Steve.
Morning.
What are we doing this morning?
Well, this morning we thought we had covered all our bases with as many surveys as we possibly could, but we weren't surveyed up. We have to do a tree survey, even though the site doesn't encompass any trees at all. There are some adjacent trees. So Tom from Rose Engineering, who are going to be building all the buildings for us to put the brewery in, he's here to help supervise, to make sure the chap looks at the right trees, and he's going to go in that woodland there and wants to look at all the trees, It's on a 45-degree bank and there's no easy access, so good luck to him. But that's the plan. We're going to go and look at some, or he's going to look at some trees, and we're going to look at him looking at trees, and that hopefully is the last thing we need to submit, apart from some extra 10% biodiversity malarkey and some other bits and pieces. But that's all, as the professionals say, desktop work rather than field work, which is what this guy's going to be doing in a wood. Is he going to want to get in there?
I'm assuming he's going to want to walk around in there to identify the trees.
That's going to be interesting. He's going to have to climb a barbed wire fence
I'm sure
down a big bank.
I'm sure he's used to that.
Okay.
I think when he gets here, he's going to realise that we're not building anywhere near them. We're not taking them down.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's a good guy.
You met him before.
I haven't met this guy. This is a different one. But at the end of the day, he's all about the trees, and the council just want a qualified person to make sure that it's all tickety-boo, really.
Okay.
So he's going
to be really happy about that massive lump of wood there.
It's just about getting the professionals to approve it, because even though we can put it on plans and we can put numbers down, the council don't trust us as it goes.
Okay.
And then it's got to go to their guys in the council to approve what this company have done, even though they're the professionals. So, and it's all a bit frustrating because you can't just have a sensible conversation with them. I've tried just getting the plans, the building plans across to the council and explaining what we're doing, and it's been very frustrating. And you can't just pick the phone up because they don't want to talk to you. And we'll have to go through emails, and then they've got 5 days to reply. And looks like a tree guy, doesn't he? Thank you very much.
Well, in a Mazda 3. Good morning.
Morning, Jim.
Sorry, you don't object to
I'm
filming
Tom.
this, do you?
No.
Hi, I'm Steve.
Nice to
Hi,
meet you,
this is
Steve.
Steve.
Tom.
Nice to meet you. What do you need then, Jim, to be able to get there? Because basically it's this row of trees here,
Okay.
because this is the site. That row of trees is on a very steep bank behind a barbed wire fence.
Okay, sounds fun.
Yeah. So
That's the easy way in.
Right.
We've lived here since March. I've never been in there.
Okay.
So you
Pretty
are
much
currently
like you got
there.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And that's your proposal site.
That's it.
Yeah.
So then this is the fence line,
Okay.
and then all the trees are behind that effectively.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what input have you had from LPA or tree officer or?
Well,
like
we've
that
had
thus far?
at the moment we've had an ecological survey
Okay.
for the whole site.
Yeah.
So
you've had like a PEA, PRA, stuff like that done?
no, what's that?
Yeah, so the other thing they'll be concerned about is RPAs, but also the quality of the trees. So under the stand, there's quite a prescriptive way of categorising the trees. And the ones that are most likely to cause you any constraints are Category A and Category B trees. Category C, by dint of size or condition or whatever, fairly low down the scale, fairly easy to mitigate if you had to lose any of those. But yeah,
Again, that's this site. And these are the trees down here.
right.
We have got, I'm not sure this is really relevant to you, but we are Steve's planning on planting 100 apple trees down in the field.
Well, that's going to
Well,
help you on
certainly.
your BNG.
Yeah, exactly.
Side of things.
Yeah. Wildflower field, and then
Yeah.
we've got a balancing pond as well going in. Plus
Brilliant.
we're planning on putting some tree planting in and around the
Okay.
building as well.
Well, it sounds
Yeah.
like a bit of a shoe-in for your BNG then.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't see why
Yeah.
not. And
Well,
it's-
that field there we're planning on putting the trees is called Lower Orchard,
Okay.
which is kind of ironic considering there's not a
No
single tree
trees.
there.
yeah. Yeah.
Alright.
My wife's a brewer, so we've been planning on finding the right place, and then
What are you going to be brewing?
craft ales and gin, which is obviously not brewing but distilling.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she brews on a small scale, and we're going to go and use a company called Six Process Design out in Temple Combe.
Okay.
So by British, so they're going to build us the entire brew house, and it'll all be built locally in Somerset.
Right.
Probably best, well, you want to start in the sort of southeast corner. So if we come round in here,
Okay.
I
mean,
but it does. There's a bit of estate fencing beyond it, and as you can see, it drops down rapidly.
Yeah, yeah. So what I'm probably going to do is do quite a general sort of blanket group,
Okay.
and then the closest trees, or ones that are close enough where their RPA is going to come into sight, I'll do a bit more detail on those
Okay.
and pick those out individually. Because it's pointless me spending a week being really detail heavy on every tree, because it's just not going to be relevant. It's a waste of time. So the closest ones, and the ones I can get to, I'll measure, and the other ones I'll estimate, which will be fine for planning. So I'm never usually that far out. So yeah, it should be fine. So the biggies that they're worried about is excavation, is a big one. So if you're digging and ripping through roots and stuff like that, they're worried about that. They're worried about compaction of the rooting volume as well. They're worried if you're going to change or alter the available rooting volume for the trees. And the other thing can be, when it comes to changes in the rooting conditions, a big thing is pH, because most trees like a fairly narrow, reasonably neutral window between sort of 6 and 8. Well, I reckon I'm going to be a couple of 3 hours, something like that. I'll just crack on. I'm pretty self-sufficient now.
Okay.
How much is just the planning cost you?
Oh.
Or do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. I kind of lost track. Tens of thousands of pounds. And this fucking survey is like £3,000 to look at some trees. So yeah, tens of thousands of pounds. So yes, don't get into doing anything unless you've got lots of money, because otherwise it's just futile. It's not like domestic planning. As soon as you do anything commercial, it's just fire hosing cash. It's brilliant, it really is.
So when farmers are told to diversify,
When farmers are told to diversify, they have to do things like change of use, or they have to build an additional building. And because it's commercial, that means the planning officers and everything else, they sting you. Not just direct planning fees, but it's complicated. So Tom Rose Engineering, they're absolutely, they do this for a living. They're professionals. So you're paying them to not just build the buildings, but you have all of the planning application submission, which took us 10 months. Took them 10 months to get to a point where it could actually be submitted. We did ecological surveys, we did a full topographical survey of the farm. So if you walk around the farm, there's these little tiny stickers on everything in just random places. And that's because they were firing lasers down across the farm to actually work out and build a whole topographic map. We did that, we did, there was a hydrographic survey as well, a bunch of other bits and pieces. So if you're a farmer and you don't have a great deal of capital to draw upon, the capital is going to be, the income is going to be coming at the end of the project. You don't have any income coming until it's built. I don't know how you're going to manage. The average farmer who isn't like some of the farmers around here, like say I'll remain nameless, but a well-known brand of concrete. They've got plenty of cash, so they can do it. But if you don't, I just don't see how they can diversify, because it requires upfront cash, and no bank is going to lend it to them. And even if they are, banks are going to lend it to them, they're going to lend it to them at exorbitant interest rates at the moment. So you're then looking for an even greater return. So the government's saying diversify, but the reality is they won't have the money and they'll be going bankrupt. And then there's no farmers, no food, no future. Simple as that.
And finally, TB testing. Every farmer, every 6 months with cattle, has to go through an awful process where the cows are tested for TB. The lumps are felt. It's not a well-respected test. It's nerve-wracking nonetheless. So as this was our first TB test, we had to practice putting the cows through the crush. And as ever with farm affairs, not all went to plan.
Morning, Steve.
Good morning.
What are we doing this morning?
So it's a bit different this morning because the cows are going through the crush because we've got a TB test, our first coming up. So we're going to move them and see if we can get them through the crush, which could prove interesting. Hopefully not too interesting. Come on, that's it. You got the idea now. Come on, Unique. Come on, Yo-Yo. Come on, here we go. That's it. Well done. That's it. Well done. Come on. 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 Look. Tasty grass in here. Come on. Do you want to see if you can tent this one through?
Come on. Here we go. Good girl. You are cheeky, aren't you? Yeah, you want the bucket. You want the bucket.
Got another one coming.
Here we go. Yeah. Hey, good girl. Here we go. Here we go.
Come on.
Go on then. Good girl. You're good.
2 left to go.
Go on. Go on. You're good. Go on. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. There you are.
Well, I think that was a success.
Did it kick you?
Yeah, I just got a 1 ton of beef on my foot.
Oh no.
On your foot?
On my foot.
Oh dear. This is D-Day. It's the second part of the TB test. Let's see if our cows have TB or not. I fucking hope they don't. But we can only find out, and we will find out imminently, because the cows are coming this way. She is on your foot.
She stood on my foot. Please, just step off. That's better.
Good morning.
Morning. Morning.
Why didn't you want to go?
Good girl.
Yep.
Lovely. 1, 2, 3, 1.
So what are you looking for?
The lumps, the reaction of the tuberculin at the skin. If they've been in contact with avian TB or bovine TB, the skin will have a reaction to the tuberculin that we inject.
You're looking so if the top lump's bigger than the bottom lump?
Is the right way how it should be. The avian tuberculin to be bigger. If it's bovine tuberculin larger, the difference between day 1 and day 2 of the skin. If the difference is bigger at the bottom, that means they're with bovine tuberculin TB.
Good girl. Well done.
Hold it. Keep going a bit. Yep.
Oh,
Oh, lovely.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, David. That's wonderful.
Good. They're all clear?
Yeah, all clear. Lovely little herd.
Do you like the farm?
Oh, I love it. I love it.
And is Steve doing a good job, do you think?
Oh, I hope he will do that. It's looking lovely. I love the vegetable garden, the animals there. Well fed. They're enjoying themselves. Look at that. They're like pets.
That went by tremendously smoothly. So yeah, I'm very happy.
And you
Good.
Alex, very happy?
Yeah, I love them. So it would be devastating.
Well, the TB test was clear. That was great news. Tree survey was completed, and we've now moved on, as I've said, and the planning for the brewery is now being submitted, and hopefully we'll get the planning permission in January, and we can start breaking ground shortly thereafter. So, thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe.